Hello and welcome to Account of Stewardship. Now, Account of Stewardship is a program that we use to showcase ex-public office holders who are here to give account of their stewardship or who are aspiring to run for office again. Now, today on our spotlight is an honorable member who is relatively unknown. He's a greenhorn. It's his first time in politics. And then he goes into politics. He's an entrepreneur. He's from the private sector. So he knows the business of business. And he's also a humanitarian. And then he goes into politics with his brand and took the least expected party, African Democratic Congress, which happens to be the only ticket, which happens to be the only slot won by that party in the House of Reps, numbering over 300. Please welcome Honorable Elder Leke Abejide of the Yagba Federal Constituency.
Honorable Leke Joseph Abejide is the member representing Yagba constituency at the House of Representatives. Honorable Abejide bagged the Bachelor of Science certificate in economics at the notable and prestigious Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, and further obtained his postgraduate master's degree in business administration with specialization in entrepreneurship development at Bayero University, Kano. Honorable Abejide was already a successful cross-border businessman during his undergraduate years due to his innate business acumen. Being a successful and versatile businessman, his business, which has employed more than 200 Yagba sons and daughters, grew exponentially with international offices. Honorable Leke Abejide is today the chairman of many companies with interest in shipping, logistics, oil and gas. He is also a household name in the maritime industry that many multinational companies prefer as their first choice. He is an accomplished and resourceful entrepreneur with excellent track record. He found a communal responsibility through a non-partisan, non-governmental organization known as Leke Abejide Foundation, which is directly responsible to serve as an intervention agency in all human needs, especially for the less privileged in the society, the widows, the orphans, the aged, and students. He joined the African Democratic Congress, ADC, ahead of the 2019 general elections. Honorable Leke Abejide contested and won his election under the banner of the ADC in February 2019. He was sworn in as a member of the House of Representatives on the 11th of June 2019 as a member representing Yagba Federal Constituency and was made Deputy Chairman, House Committee on Customs and Excise. He was later confirmed as the chairman of the Committee on Customs and Excise on the 17th of March 2021. Honorable Leke Abejide has moved motions and contributed to issues that benefit the people and the country. He has also received several awards of excellence and selfless service. As the chairman, House Committee on Customs and Excise, Honorable Leke Abejide has performed well in oversight functions, public hearing, and other legislative engagements that demand a check and balance between the executive and the legislature. He has raised motions on the floor of the House of Representatives with cognizance to security, economy, and other areas that require urgent attention. We can comfortably say today that Honorable Leke Joseph Abejide is a man of the people.
Please join me as I interview a very delightful interview with Honorable Elder Leke Abejide of Yagba Federal Constituency. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you for having me.
So let me take you on a historical background of your journey into politics. It seems to be a very interesting one.
Initially, I didn't want to come into politics. But anytime I go home, I see that I spend more money than politicians because people come for various of assistance and I see the environment is not pleasing. There's no development. people advise that all these things that I'm doing, for example, I've been taking care of the school fees and taking care of the widows in my area. People say, if you come to politics, you'll be able to do it in a larger scale. And I said, I don't want to go into politics because of my business. Pressure mounted on me, and I agreed to contest the election. That was brought me into politics. And thank God I have not disappointed my people. All those things that I was doing, I'm able to expand them in a larger scale. Not only that, I go into infrastructural development.
We will not be doing justice to you by not even finding out how you came to be the only ADC in the lower house.
In 2018, there was pressure on me to take PDP tickets, and the pressure was so much before the primaries. And there's somebody that is also an elder brother who has been working assiduously 2 years before that time for the ticket of PDP.
Wow.
Somebody who has been struggling for this ticket for almost 2 years. If I take this from him, they'll be thinking maybe because God blessed me with resources. So I have used my resources and connection to take it from him. And I said, let me use the ADC. If people really want what I'm doing, I will keep on doing my good work on that party. And people actually, they demonstrated it on the day of election.
So how many students have you paid for so far?
We'll be having about 7,000 now.
7,000?
And they call me Omoli Waiki, the man who is paying WAEC fees. So, and that is how people voted for me. And now I promise them I will keep on doing this. And for 4 years running now, WAEC fees is a thing of the past in my constituency. Everybody just go to school, and then when it is time, I pay everything. Because these children, most of them must have become somebody in life, and they will be around me.
And they will be able to train others.
And they will tell their children the story.
Now we're going into infrastructure. Why did you go into infrastructural development of this magnitude that the type has never been seen before? Especially federal roads. You took them on.
It's part of my promises to my people. Before...
You took on the federal road.
Yes. I'm a federal legislator. I have moved so many motions to my credit. I have my bill is one of the bills that's going to shape the economy of this country. And it has just passed the third reading. I'm only waiting for Senate to pass it. So once it's passed, it's going to the president for assent. You understand? I did the reform. The bill is going to reform custom in 63 years. There's no major reform. It's going to be the first major reform in 63 years. And you know what custom means to this economy. So I was telling him that I'm going to do some road. But now, I have done many roads. And this year is going to be, I'm going full blasting.
Wow. And you mean we have not seen anything yet?
It is this year that you see.
Second time?
Yeah, no, I'm talking of this particular year, 2022.
Oh. Okay.
We have started already now. If you go home now, as I went home for Easter, I flag up the Igbo-Alu road. We are doing serious bulldozing now. It's going to be tired. It's 13 kilometers.
Is it constituency fund or your personal funds that you're using?
Fund now, because if you look at the budget, actually I have it in the budget, this year budget, but the budget has not started running. And if I want to wait for the budget, the rain will come and will not be able to do anything. But
okay, so when the federal government finally wakes up to do the federal roads, you can now get the refund from the local contractor or whoever the contractor is.
I cannot get refund for the Luagba because government is not aware of it. But this other one, government is aware of it. Yeah.
Okay. What more are we expecting? You said we haven't seen anything yet, Honorable.
Yes, this year I have about 17 roads that I'm going to flag off. Some of them are going to be tarred with asphalt, some will be surface dressed, and some is going to be rural roads, bulldozed create and compact.
Okay, so infrastructure and what other achievement? What other thing have you done?
I also promise that I will equip the general hospitals with medical equipment. And this I have done. And I also make sure, when I look at some schools that are really in need of furnitures, I bought a special one through UBEC. I used my constituency project for it. I gave it to UBEC, though I was not happy the way they handled it because they didn't supply enough furnitures, but they actually brought those furnitures. They are there as I speak. If you go there and you find out, you see that they are on ground. And they have been doing for secondary school, higher, so the junior ones, primary school, I now discovered that nothing has been given to them. And even though if you ask a child of 3, 4, 5 years, they will tell you at the Leke. Some of them don't name physically, but they know my name, the children. So I now say, okay, I look at their numbers, primary 1 to 6, the basic textbooks they need, which is science, mathematics, and then computer, the area they can be useful. And then we produce books for all primary pupils from primary 1 to 6, all of them, and then from GS1 to GS3. We produce for them free of charge, and we distributed the last work disbursement we did in Abejide. They all have these books with them now.
Let me put you on a pause. We're going on a short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Account of Stewardship. And on the hot seat, which is not so hot after all, because the member representing Yagba Federal Constituency is delivering the dividends of democracy to his people, and the people could not be more overjoyed. So we're still on the journey. He's telling us about the journey of his odyssey into politics. Elder Leke, let me call you Elder, since that's how you are fondly called by the people of your constituency. We're talking about your achievements in addition to the infrastructure development. What more are you doing for the people?
Yeah, there's still more to come. If we continue to reel it out from now to tomorrow. And you see, in Yagba Federal constituency, most of our children writing JAM. They normally go outside other states, or even within our state, they will go to Kaba, go to Ekiti, go to Ilorin. There is no CBT center. Okay. So when I look at it, I say, okay, and I'm on the seat. Why is it? And it's not in the budget. This last Easter, I went home and I laid the foundation of the CBT center, and by God's grace, in the next 2-3 months, it will be completed. So that all our children writing JAM, no need to travel anymore. Wow. They have to stay within and then write their JAM in the whole constituency. There is already completed one in Egbe, though that one is not done by me. It's done by one of the kings, but it's not equipped. I'm going to equip it with the system, about 300 system, to make sure at least we have 2 in that axis to solve all the problem of going around, issue of kidnapping and the rest. I started giving solar lights to our people, to some selected communities. But in this particular year, the solar will be everywhere.
Wow.
It will be everywhere. The provision is there. Before this time next year, most of these major towns will have been electrified with solar.
So what about the youths? How will you engage the youths? How are you engaging the youths? A very critical, integral part of our population. In fact, they are more than the elderly. How are you engaging them in Yagba Federal constituency?
I look at this, I asked them. In fact, it's my major concern. And I look at them. Some of them say, okay, they can do, if they have funds, they can do business. I said, okay, let me start with this CBN loan. I was able to attract for 330 people, 500,000. So almost 170 million for them to start doing something. I'm going to open up 500 hectares. And my major target is this SMCT. So I can take each 2 youths for a hectare. I open the land, give the chemical, give the seed. They are only just to monitor to maturity. They're not doing anything. When it comes, I take it from them.
And how long does it take to mature?
3 months.
3 months. Okay.
So these are the program I have for the youths. And for the women, I have been empowering the women right from time. Because I see that women are more, not only women widows, I'm saying women now, including widows and non-widows. Okay. Because I see that if you give a woman money, he will use it judiciously more than men. I'm sorry to say for men, but that is the truth. I promise to give them interest-free loan. I want to encourage women especially. And I'm projecting 100 million naira to do that. Now we have some cooperatives in the area of agriculture. I gave out 1,200 bags of fertilizer to them. And I didn't just give it out. Based on the cooperative that is existing, there are farmers, serious farmers in my place, that they are very serious. So we gave it to each group. We give 30 bags to each group. So, and in my mega empowerment in December, I gave out more than 100 vehicles, inclusive of Highlander, Camry, Pontiac, Golf. And I've been giving a lot of motorcycles. Motorcycle, I don't really want to give much, but because that's what they use now for all this evil thing. So that's why you see I give more vehicles and tricycles. I gave a lot of grinding machines, more than 600. I gave a lot of sewing machines, more than 700. I gave a lot of this clipper and the hair dryer and the rest in the empowerment and generators. Why I didn't want to go to, why I say I don't want to go to Senate is because Yagba has not developed. We are backward somehow. So I want us to come forward. So by the time, God willing, I will spend another 4 years. Yagba must be in forefront in Kogi State.
Okay, let me talk about the solid minerals of Kogi State. Kogi State is naturally blessed, and your constituency, I'm told you are even sitting on a bed of gold. That the whole belt of the Yagba region has gold beneath, and there's so much poverty in the land. What are you doing to harness these solid minerals?
Yeah, the solid mineral, luckily one of my very close political associates and my friend and my elder brother, Pastor Bamidele Suru, was one time commissioner for solid mineral in Kogi State. He has key to it. He has all the deposits, where they are, what we can do. So we have discussed. I'm going to sit down with him. We'll fine-tune it to make sure this solid mineral, we make use and develop our area.
I'm told that they even have these other one that Dangote uses for cement, limestone.
Now there is one company now, Manga company, the Kazinama is my friend. He is going to establish the factory there in Yagba. They're already working there. Thank God I'm on television. I want to send this message to my brother, Dangote, and then my friend, who is also my professional colleague, Abejide Manga, that they need to come and join hands and let us develop Okola, because the weight they are taking is to develop this social corporate responsibility. They should do it well. Yes. If you see most of our road that are spoiling, is Dangote trailer that spoiled them. The road is meant for 30 tons, and then you are bringing 45 tons. Why is the road going to last? So I want to tell Even that we are going to see them.
Yes.
Because we are going to do a major launching for the Okun Unity House and some project in Okunland. Okay. We are going to see them one on one. It's not a matter of writing letters.
So you can talk to them. It's part of the reason you are there among them as a corporate mogul, as a manufacturer, and a serious entrepreneur.
We reach them one on one. We sit down like this and discuss.
You have ticked everything on your list and even gone overboard. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, we have even overtaken. We have passed the because what I promised is what I'm doing is beyond what I promised.
Oh my God, God bless you.
What I'm doing is beyond the capacity of my office. And I used to say when I'm making speech, they should not compare me to my colleagues. I came with resources to government, and I'm coming from the private sector background. I'm not from government. I'm not a public servant. I wasn't a public servant before. So I'm a man of means before coming to the government. So I have my resources. I have a foundation called Leke Abejide Foundation. And this foundation has been doing a lot for people before I came into government. So you cannot compare me. You say, and they're accusing my colleagues. Even some of my colleagues, most of my colleagues, all of them came here from Kogi State and said that I should slow down, that I'm causing problem for them. There's nobody in this country today, no company do export more than my company. Wow. I can see it anywhere.
You're a great export.
Apart from Olam.
But what do you export? What products do you export?
I told you no, sesame seeds.
Only?
Sesame seeds majorly. We do other ones, but not as many. We do ginger, we do hibiscus, but the major one is the sesame seeds. Okay. And we do cocoa, but not like these other ones.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming on to the program. Elder Leke, Honorable Elder Leke Abejide.
Thank you for having me on the program, and God bless you. God bless Nigeria.
Amen. Well, it's a wrap on account of stewardship. We've been talking leadership, we've been talking development, and you can see what one man can make a difference. If we have 10,000 of this man in Nigeria, Nigeria will not be where it is today. That's why we're saying we should make our leaders accountable. Well, till I meet you again, same time next week. My name is Mayowa Oluwabi. Thank you for watching. God bless Nigeria and keep keeping our leaders accountable.